lives are great. Something I never heard my radio say. Black lives are precious, black lives are great. Something I never see my TV say. But since I know you never heard it.
Debates going on, of course, Republican and Democrats, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I encourage people be independent thinkers because everyone wants to go to Republican Democrat. I'll be on like CNN and Fox News in the comment section going back and forth with each side. Like, yo, think for yourself. Let's start with the unemployment debate,
Okay.
right? So,
Yeah.
a lot of them, a lot of, I don't know, a lot. Well, we'll say the more Republican side is coming out the fact they feel like Democrats are incentivizing staying home. These these business owners are struggling to get help wanted, and there's help wanted signs everywhere, and all these small businesses need help. Then I seen a show they're talking about McDonald's. I was like,
Yeah.
one, that's not a small business, so that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But two, the first thing that I said was y'all talking about all these businesses that need help. Well, let's
Yeah.
talk about a livable wage. It's like we want to avoid that conversation, but we want to talk about businesses need help and then they're feeling for these people and that. So the first thing that I commented is because we have a nice following for our podcast, a nice following on social media. I was like, well, tell me a place that's paying a livable wage. I would say 50,000 or more. I even dropped it down to 40,000. I ain't responsible, and we will promote it and we will help you get those spots filled ASAP. There will be no help on it. They're like, oh, well, it's not those type of jobs. Well, what are y'all talking about? So y'all are feeling for adults to come back to minimum wage, and y'all are upset because one, unemployment is not paying you something where like you can just go start buying houses like that.
Oh
You're gonna do it
no.
for the rest of your life, and it also
Oh
has a limit.
no.
Everyone
Yeah,
keeps
there's a
acting
limit.
like unlimited. This is not going
Yeah.
to end. So it has a limit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And first of all, we're still in a pandemic, right? These
Yeah.
vaccines just came out. We don't know the long term effects. It hasn't even been a year. So I can understand if some people are not going out there like that. And a lot of people on this are mothers, right? A lot of people on this
Yeah.
pandemic are women that are staying home with their children, you know.
Yeah.
So I get that aspect for it, and the reluctancy of just if you did have a minimum wage job, just going back out there, because Republicans were fighting hard to not increase the minimum wage. Now I believe that there's a compromise. I don't believe in the straight Democratic way how they want to do it. I believe we can do it more incremental, but we need to make it happen where it's a
do
livable
you
wage.
do you feel like the fact that everybody is staying at home and they can get money without going to work, do you think that's helping or hurting, like in the long run?
So what I think it's doing is it's forcing people and companies. So
Hmm.
because all right, so it's supply and demand works for everything, right? So if there's a labor
Right.
shortage, that means the labor price has to go up. When there's a shortage, supply
Right.
and demand, that means there's little
Yeah.
supply and more demand. You have the
Yeah.
increased price. So one, I'm
Yeah.
not saying that much prices increasing prices, wages and stuff increasing like that. So to me,
Yeah.
that doesn't really show me a labor shortage until we actually see the labor prices increasing, what they're trying to
Right.
pay. So
Right.
I do think that more than that, I would think if it was a long term thing, right? Because it's supposed to end, September or whatever the case may be. I just know it's not supposed to go past. So
Right.
how I
Right.
do view it is these companies that are complaining, you need to pay more, right? Because most of these people on unemployment are not teenagers or early college students, right? Those are the only people that should be
Mm.
making minimum wage. Those are the people that you're just getting a taste of the job experience and getting in it, but you're not looking for that to take care of the rest of your life. You should have family members and this and that that's helping you. As an
Yeah.
adult, that does
Yeah.
not work.
Yeah.
The CEOs of all these companies are making a
Absolutely.
whole lot more money. If they do a cut at corporate, you can pay these people so they don't have to be minimum wage.
Right.
You can.
Absolutely.
Just like New York
Absolutely.
raised their minimum wage, and there's a lot of companies, right? They're paying 15 an hour. And there's a lot of companies that in New York paying more, and they have stuff across the country. Across
Hmm.
the country, they have the exact same company. They're not paying more. But when the state did it and said you have to increase it, these companies were able to do it and stay in business and still be profitable.
Hmm.
So
Hmm. So it's
that kind of
possible.
yeah. So that kind of tells me that you need to make things work to make it more profitable for your people. People say, "Oh, small businesses they can't do that, this and that." Well, all right. And if that's the mentality, we're really trying to help them, then why not pay them less than minimum wage? Why not give them $2 and then every small business can open up? Or we can have a standard that you're not ready to open your business till you can give employees a living wage.
That's
Your business
that's a
shouldn't be
very
because
that's
if
a
you're just
very
trying to
good
take care
point.
of clients and yourself and not your employers, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I definitely feel like if you're working at a place, like if you're a college student or you're a young teenager, I feel like minimum wage is a good place for you to start off at. Get your feet wet into like the corporate, working realm. But once you reach a certain age where reality hits you and you have a lot of responsibilities, you're gonna demand more. Now my thing is, my thing is, right? Let's say the job description you have. Let's say you don't. Let's say the job that you work at, you only know how to do this, this, and this, and that's the bare minimum, and that's all you can do. And and they're paying you based on what you can do. As a person that wants more out of minimum wage, should you be demanding more if you're only doing the bare minimum?
Mhm. So, and that's a good point because even a lot of point that's kind of similar to that was they're like,
Yeah,
well, if they want to get more, they gotta have degrees and this and that,
right,
things of that.
right.
So my only counter to that thought process is
Yeah,
you're the one screaming help right now.
yeah,
You're
right,
screaming help.
right.
If
Hmm.
you're screaming help and you're
Yeah,
complaining about okay, unemployment government assistance, you're none of these people that are complaining have not received government assistance. The people that get the most
yeah.
government assistance are corporations. They are the
Hmm.
business. Just like when the
Right.
pandemic hit and
Hmm.
everyone got their $1,200 stimulus check, companies got bigger stimulus checks. They got
Hmm.
bigger loans that you don't have to pay back.
Yeah,
They got all of this. It's not even close
yeah,
because they believe in something called trickle down economics. So
yeah.
these people that keep saying, "Oh, government assistance," they be the first to take it. When the stock market
Right.
crashes, they be the first to take it. Now
Absolutely.
you're
Yeah,
screaming for help. The only
yeah.
people screaming for help are minimum wage jobs. I have not, and I put this out there. If there's a job paying
Hmm.
a livable wage, 40K or more, let's say you bring it down to 35K. Let us know. We will help get those positions filled because we know a bunch of people that would love to take advantage.
And listen, let me just say this, like 35K, like if you're making that while you're young,
Mm-hmm.
that's fine. But
Yeah.
as you get older and you can't work those hours like that, that becomes not fine.
Yeah, once you have a
35K a year,
dependent, you have a kid.
yeah, yeah, that becomes not fine. So that's
Mhm.
only fine to a certain degree. Then what happens after that? You know what I'm saying?
I'm
And
telling
yeah, I agree with your points. I agree with your points. Those are very valid points.
because
You
these
know,
jobs, and there's jobs that pay over 50K that don't require a degree. Guess what? They are not screaming help. They are not fiending. They are getting people ASAP. The
hmm
people that are making livable wages, they're not taking a second look at unemployment. They're like, if they're on there for a second, they're like, I gotta get off this. I gotta get back to the bag. Like
right,
this is not the bag. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
and it's not to discourage anybody because I know I was speaking with someone, in the comments and going back and forth, and they were like, "Oh, well, I make 800 on Social Security. What do you mean that's not a living wage?" I was like, "Well, one, where do you live? And two, do you have any children or dependents? Right? Because eight
Hmm.
hundred dollars a month. If you live in New York, a one bedroom average is like $1,200 a month. That's not
Yeah.
cutting on your lights. That's not eating. That's not having
You better you better bring out the scented candles.
You're not even making rent. You better. So
You better
you know
put the
what I'm
candles out.
saying? Like it's so real, and a lot of schools are still closed because it's not safe. I think a lot of things are opening not because we have these vaccines, but because we want to boost back the economy, right? That's why there's a hard push more than anything. Um,
Yeah.
Now, what we also have to look at is the fact that if you really, let's say, if it's completely hard for you to do the livable wage, let's
Yeah.
do compromises. Let's say, let's get some more paid time off, right? So they can be
Yeah.
with their family. You know what I mean? Let's work out more sick time. Let's work out more benefits with insurance or something to bridge this gap. You know what I mean? If you don't want to have to do a straight up wage, let's do something for insurance. Let's do that. But you treated these people like crap, and now you're screaming help, and you're blaming the government for helping them. When to start your business, you probably got help. To keep your business going, you got help. When the pandemic hit, you probably got help. If you business that didn't get help, then you're not a good business person.
Right. Like you have to understand, like the reason your business is up and running is because the people that are working for you. The people that are working for you are making sure your business is running while you out somewhere on a vacation, away from the corona. You know what I'm saying? Especially like all the essential workers or all the people that were working like at these retail stores that they didn't really consider essential workers. And I kind of got pissed off at that because I was like, well, if these people are coming to Walmart or something for supplies, then yes, I'm an essential worker because I'm in contact with these people. You feel me? So like, you know, it's just people, the reason why your company is running, like you're the main reason why your company is running good, but also the people that are working for you are one of the main reasons why your company is running good. So you have to pay them better.
And I feel like there's a narrative being pushed too, right? Because like I said, most of these people on unemployment are mothers home with their kids, right? They're trying to push a narrative of all people are lazy, they're desensitized to go in and this and that. But no, you just want them to have no option. That's what you want. You want people to have no type of option, so they're forced to go to you for the least price possible. That's really what I'm saying from that is you want no option.
They want people to have no negotiation abilities. Like at all. Like this is non-negotiable. Like you have no choice but to come back because you have no other options. And mind you, like remember I talked about how like even if you're doing the bare minimum, should you deserve more? There are people with degrees that are getting unemployment. So there are people that have done more than the bare minimum. And guess what? They're on unemployment too. They can't find a goddamn job either.
I mean, it varies. It really does. And
so it ain't just somebody that doesn't have the experience or the degrees. Because people with the experience, and you can't even use that argument either, you know. I asked you that question because I just wanted to challenge you just to see what you would say. But you can't even use that argument either because people with degrees and experience, they not getting hired either. They struggling too.
Yep. And it's because the livable wages don't have help on it. They're like, oh, we're not going to pay this many people right now. We are full. Please go to your local places that are not paying livable wages. They turn it right around. You know what I'm saying? And then these places, these minimum wage places, they don't even want to, even with the minimum wage, they don't want to give 40-hour positions.
Nope.
Right? They want to use
everything's
you
when
they need you for their rush and then cut your hours in your room.
Everything's part-time or seasonal. And in this day and age we living in, I ain't got time for seasonal. Nobody got time for seasonal. Nobody got time for part-time. Nobody got time for me moving when you feel like I should move. You know what I'm saying? So it's ludicrous.
And I
like the way some of these people think is ludicrous.
Yeah. And even somebody responded to me, they were like, well, somebody should get like $50K for working on a burger joint. And I was like, well, do you think it's possible for burger joints to make millions of dollars? McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Five Guys, like
shut down.
The list goes on. You know what I'm saying?
And did he respond to you?
No.
Because you responded.
They're watching this podcast, so
because you challenged their intellect with a question because they wasn't thinking that. And this is what happens when you don't think that far ahead. Yeah. How much money you think McDonald's is making, my G?
Yeah.
How much money you think Pepsi making? They ain't making minimum wage money. Pepsi got their own commercial. Coca-Cola got their own commercial. McDonald's be paying LeBron.
Yeah. And shout out to Travis Scott, but let's keep it real. They're able to give millions of dollars to a music artist that is not flipping burgers for them, and they're able to give him millions of dollars just to step in and put his name on something. So what do you mean you can't pay them more? You know what I'm saying?
So you telling me you're not? So you telling me you're not gonna pay the single father with the 2 kids that's flipping the burgers for 40 hours? He shouldn't get more? Nah, you give him like a 2-cent raise. What the hell is that gonna do? What the hell is a $1 raise gonna do?
And their sons, right? Just like they said, they were saying help wanted sons everywhere. There's a bunch of sons on social media trending saying, we have this job. We literally all have walked out because we're not treated right by the company. We're not treated right. There's a bunch of those signs, and none of those are being addressed. I think that I do think that the unemployment situation presents a unique time that we have to address labor wages. And
here's
if
another
labor shortage, the price is going to go up. If you want your business to stay open, you're going to have to pay to make money.
Exactly, absolutely. Here's another thing too. Everybody can't be a freaking manager at a company. There's a chain of command, bro. Everybody can't be a manager. So you can sit here and tell people, well, you know, you just don't want more for yourself. What if all the spaces at the manager position is filled? Then what am I supposed to do? Try and sabotage one of these niggas?
Ain't a bunch of help on the manager side. I'm telling you.
Like, bro.
I was like, if there is, let us know. Oh, you know what I did see on the news that I thought was interesting? Is that they brought up, they're like, yo, I know this company, and they were actually just a dishwasher. They were paying $21 an hour to get dishwashers, and he couldn't get any help and support. Now, what I found strange about that was if you know a company doing that, why not mention their name on your news platform that you're on so they could get the support instantly? And I was like, and even if they don't get it from your news channel, if you tell us places like that, we know people that will fill those positions. It doesn't sound genuine to me. It doesn't sound real that these people are paying over the minimum wage and still not getting what they need.
Yep.
I know a bunch of people that would sign up and do it. Yep. I would love to support and help. If you have a help wanted sign and you're looking for help and you're paying a livable wage, or you're willing to compromise something to give more so it's not the bare minimum. If you're not trying to get the bare minimum and you're screaming help, reach out to us. We will help promote that. We will help fill positions. We want to see businesses thrive. But if we go with mentality, they got to take this. And why do we have a minimum wage? We can have 1 million new small businesses if we pay them $2.
Yeah.
So let's kind of think about the mentality. Let's think about what's right. Let's do right.
And the thing is too, you're doing me a favor by hiring me, right? But I'm also doing you a favor by putting in hours for your company. Can we not forget that, please? God damn. Especially if I'm going hard, not taking days off, not using my PTO. Not, like, I know people like that. I know people that be going hard and they get treated like trash.
I managed at places where we have meetings and we have to just look at the numbers. We don't even look at employees. It's like, oh, the numbers, get rid of this, that. No hesitation, no questions asked because it doesn't directly affect them. They're like, oh, numbers, this and that. There is no specific care to make sure that they're good and no matter what their situation is at home, even how many times they put the work in. So
they don't care. It's numbers game.
That's what it is. While we're on this topic, let's talk about the voting. What up, everyone? If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that notification bell for the latest podcasts, music videos, and comedy skits. We got a lot more content coming your way.
We here all day, baby. Yeah. Subscribe to the channel, baby.
Yeah. We gotta show love first like a podcast.